exactly what they're graphing here. And what we've talked about up to this point is the idea that the first set of data in a table is going to be right here. This is going to be your x-axis, and that we should start right away with figuring out how wide our x-axis is going to be. So our data points here are 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we're not going to want to put those close together. It's going to cramp our graph. So we're going to end up with some sort of 0, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. So we have some extra space. But of course, we're going to use a ruler to measure that out so that we have equal increments. All right. But now we've got an idea of how wide or the number of increments we're going to need. We're only going to need from 0 to 3, maybe 4 for that extra space. But here, our next step is to realize that y is going to control our vertical space. And in this case, we need to go from 0 to our largest number of 27. So this activity is going to stretch your student just a little bit, or students, if you're watching this, it's going to stretch you a little bit, because this is one set of y's. This is another set of y's, and this is another set of y's. And we're going to put them all on the same exact graph. If you read the question 3C, they're all going to be on the same exact graph. All right? So those are all of your y's together, but they're individual lines. So we're going to go from 0 to 27. So let's figure out how we're going to do that on our paper. It's going to make most sense to use equal increments. So if we go by 3s up until 30, that could work. So that would mean that we need at least 10 lines. So we're going to start up here at the top of our page, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go ahead and put our origin there. Then we're going to get a ruler. I'm not going to use a ruler. I'm going to use a line tool, a vertical line tool to help, but your student really should use a ruler. Here, I'm going to use a vertical line tool. And oops, that's not a vertical line. Come on. There we go. Vertical line tool. It doesn't quite match up with the page just because of the way I took the snapshot. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. Then we need to mark our tellies here. So this is going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30 here at the top. Go ahead and label that our y-axis. We also talked about labeling, so this is going to be distance in miles. So we're going to write out distance in miles. Sorry, writing sideways is a little hard on this board. And then now we're going to work on the x-axis. Here, your student's going to want to get a ruler. All right. Math tools, ruler. So if I mark off every 1 centimeter, that's just going to be way too close, or every 10 millimeters. This is going to be way too close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use every 4th. Why not? Let's go ahead and use every 4th centimeter to mark off. So we have to remember that this is 0. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to mark off here 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to mark off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us now our 3. And then for a little extra space, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to mark that off here. And then get our ruler out of the way. And extend these hash marks out here. One, 2, 3, 4. Now, what are those units? Those are cycling times in hours. So we talked about labeling today. So this needs to be cycling time and including units in hours. Isn't it HRS? Cycling time in hours. Okay, now we just need to graph all 3 students. So we're going to go ahead and use different colors here. So for Jose, he's going to start off at 0, 0. Jose is going to be blue. He's going to start off at 0, 0. Then after 1 hour, he's going to end up at 5. So we're going to use some estimation here. 5 should be right around there. After 2 hours, he's going to be at 10. 10 should be right around here. And then after 3 hours, he's going to be right at 15. And that is there. Then we would take our line tool. And connect those dots. Now, because of estimation, my dots are a little bit off, but that's going to be Jose's line. All right, next line, we're going to go ahead and choose a different color. Sure. Mario starts off also at 0, 0. They're all starting off in the same spot. After 1 hour, he will be at 7. So Mario is going to be here at 7. Then 14, after 2 hours, that's going to be here at 14. Again, we're estimating. And then at 3 hours, he's going to be at 21. We're going to go ahead and put that right here because 21 is this line here. We get our line tool, connect those dots, and that is Mario. Mario's a little bit faster. Again, my dots are off because I'm estimating. My coordinate points are off because I'm estimating. We could label those coordinate points, but we're not doing that for this particular activity. Last one we're going to do is Melanie, and then we are all done for the evening. Melanie, let's go ahead and put Melanie in purple. Melanie, like everyone else, is going to start off at 0.0. After 1 hour, she is going to have traveled 9 miles. After 2 hours, she's going to have traveled 18 miles. And after 3 hours, she's going to have traveled 27 miles. So this is probably going to be the closest to falling on a straight line of all 3 because we're able to use the lines from the sheet of paper. And it matches our scale of 3. Every one of our coordinate points is a multiple of 3, 27, 18, and 9. So we end up pretty darn close to a straight line here. Again, I'm estimating above 1. You can see this is a little bit off, but there's a lot of estimation going on here because we're not using graph paper. We will be using graph paper in the future, but for now, just getting used to sketching, creating our own scales for the X and Y axis is something that we practice a little bit before I feel like throwing just graph paper on top of everything. Okay, so this is our x-axis. That's the only thing I'm missing. And then we would have a title. So this would be cycling distances. Okay, and then I might even create a color scale because those purples and that purple and blue is pretty close. Color scale and label my lines. So this first one is Jose. Second one is Mario. And then last one is Melanie. Okay, that completes the activity for your student tonight. So hopefully you found the video helpful. Again, this is the beginning of graphing linear equations and creating linear equations and collecting data from linear equations, which is our moving straight ahead unit, which will last until January. So again, have a great evening. Thanks for your time.